Hello, welcome to Pick Central. It is myself, Big Ev, Rico. Brandon is going to lunch, right?
Yeah, he's in a weird suit that doesn't.
Oh, it's going to a yak lunch. Something the yak does. They're going to lunch. They're all dressed up. Today's episode is brought to you by the Barstool Sports book. Is now offering $1,000 bonus for new players. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So download and create an account today. Use code PICK to unlock your $1,000 bonus. Be sure to use code PICK to unlock your $1,000 bonus. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. That is 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Are you guys getting like a little sad that it's like just going to be baseball soon? Because I was thinking about it today where I was like, fuck, we got the Nuggets and the Heat. Like, I'm excited for it, but it's like it's over pretty much. We kind of all think the Nuggets are going to win. I'm starting to get a little. Did you see the opening spread?
I'll toot my own horn. I called it.
It's like
I don't think
I would estimate
But at
it's
the same time, I don't think it was that hard to call because
3-1.
If you did the math in your head where they were going to line the Nuggets and Celtics series like relatively close to even, so they're basically going to give them the Nuggets the same line as
What are they getting? The Nuggets laying 3-1.
9. Oh, for the
Oh,
series,
same.
The series.
plus 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1, and it's
Opening
9.
spreads,
I think it
minus
opened at 10, and it might be 9 now. I don't know. I could be wrong, but 9.
That's what I figured.
I mean, I'm still gonna go. That's so many points still for the Heat, where they were 9. I think they were 9-point underdogs in the first game at the Celtics.
Yep.
It is a little different in Denver. Denver is unbelievable at home, but I don't know. Today I was getting a little upset. I'm like, fuck, we just have MLB soon, and like baseball in June is still like to me. I watch it every night. The Yankees are just like, it's my comfort watch when I'm just sitting there watching the game. But like, you're not like that excited to watch Yankee games in June, right?
No, it's like you said, it's the calm watch. I mean, me and my dad watched a little bit at home this week. It's fun, but it's like it doesn't fulfill you the same way football and basketball. I mean, me and Rico are already talking college football magazines this morning.
Yeah.
To me, it's already getting like it might be that time a little earlier even than usual.
So I guess like, what is the solution? Because they've tried, they try all these programming, and you have stuff that you're like, all right, I'll check it out, and you're not really tied to it. Like the Fugazi basketball tournaments that are on, cornhole, obviously, literally, like it's like, okay, it's on, and like you're doing shit, you kind of look like, oh yeah, I checked in on that, or oh hey, did you watch that lacrosse game? Like you checked in on it, but like what can be done, or what can be put in these slots for people to care about? Or do we think that we genuinely, this is truthful, even as a sports diehard, you do kind of need 2 months where you just have one sport?
That's where I was going to bring up a little bit. Like, as a sports fan, we need an off season as well.
Yeah,
we
a little bit.
As a gambler, this is my time where I save my money as a responsible gambler for football coming up. Like, I need to have a little bit of my bankroll going in, because it's like, I bet every day on baseball, but like it's not like a crazy unit that I'll do on football. But it's like, all right, I get to save a little money now for 2 months for football. But I don't know. I think the feel is like what the Ryder Cup for golf, where it's like there should be more something with golf. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have golf every weekend, but I think that's a bad watch, even as a golf guy.
It's like it's similar to it's like you don't get too excited till the last day unless you're betting like day-to-day matchups, or
And there's
like
only what
3 balls and things.
Plus, like
if
you look, if you're working in the cubes like on a Thursday and a Friday, do you really have access to watch the whole thing in your office?
No.
So, like, I don't think you're like, I say it all the time, even for the Masters, like you're bouncing around, you're doing shit, you're not really you're not locked in to watch it. They also make it brutal to watch that. I know you have ESPN Plus and you have the apps and stuff, and you can get in on guys, but they don't turn it on until 3 o'clock on the weekends. Like, what would be something you care about? Because these Fugazi off-brand NFL leagues aren't going to work. Like, should the FCS just start May 1st and play over 8 weeks till like 4? But then they're not in school. Like,
but
there's no answer to what can fix this problem.
I think that's like a good idea.
Or is it a problem? Maybe that's.
I think I feel like people just, there's something that football outside of football season, people there's not like tuned in. You know what I mean? Like there's not like you're not in the right like mental state. Like you're like September, August comes around, September comes around. You're like football. You're locked.
You know what? I think the answer is we keep it. Obviously, it's gonna be keeping like this, but like it is nice to have these 2 months where it's because it's also beautiful weather out. You know, especially in New York, we're not getting this all the time. And when football's around, it's fucking miserable out. If football and Christmas and shit didn't exist, we'd be the saddest human beings of all time.
Oh,
there's enough going around in the summertime that you don't worry about missing out on sports. You know what I mean? If you miss baseball, it's like, all right, whatever. But there's not enough going on. Like, or there's enough going on in your life that you're like distracted from not.
Yeah, I
having
think
the
it's
sports.
definitely intentional. I don't know. I think we need some kind of like amateur thing where people put up like a lot of their own money and compete. Like imagine some kind of regional softball tournament where it's $1,500 a guy and the winner takes home like $1 million. But if you're putting in your own, it's not a sponsorship. You're putting in your own money. Like you're telling, like I don't know, I'd watch that for a fucking day. I don't think it'd be great quality. But I mean, if somebody's in and committed, I don't know. Like I don't know. You need. I guess that's why these Fugazi basketball tournaments kind of work because it's like
that's
there
what
is
I was
a prize.
Say. It's literally just softball version of the TBT.
But they're not putting in their own.
TBT's
They're not really putting in their own money.
Do they? Who's putting in the money then?
You kind of get like a sponsor or something. I think those.
Don't they put up like is it $250,000 a team or how? I forget how much they win.
No, you win. I think
how much do they win as a team? Like it's $2 million.
It's like $2 million.
$2 million for each team.
But I don't think they're putting in their own money.
I will say this for
I just want to watch random people compete for shit that gets like high level. I don't know.
I mean, they like the UFC and MMA takes of it. Like they put together their best biggest cards in the summer.
Yeah, they should.
I will say this: for if anyone wants a weekly watch, Ultimate Fighter started last night. McGregor's on. It's on regular ESPN.
I saw some clips and I was very interested in it.
That's people like the last few seasons have been kind of like boring, but McGregor's just box office. So he's entertaining as shit. That first episode was last night. It was pretty good. It's every Tuesday at 10 o'clock if you're looking for something.
I will before we get
does the chat have any comments? Is like what could like I just don't know what can fix this
I think it's people
void,
go,
or is it
go to the beach?
Is there anything that can make it more interesting?
I think I'm with Ev. You just go to the beach.
Yeah, you just go to the beach.
Sure. You go to TNT.
We do need time off. I'll be fine with that.
FX has the movies for a reason. It's the summer.
the beach is
People Marty. I've been meeting too many people in this office who don't like the beach.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Sad, but I know you don't. I know you don't like the beach.
No, I'm starting to.
You're gonna warm up to the beach.
I'm warming up to the
beach.
beach.
Beach is a project.
I'm more of a backyard and the pool guy.
Beach.
Backyard pool, you have access to the bathroom, you have access to the drinks, you have to your high noons, you have access to everything. It's the same thing as the beach. And sometimes the beach, especially like if people have kids, I don't. You're the dad who has 2 coolers, all the chairs, they're fucking shit. I don't know. Are you a backyard guy?
Yeah, because of that access.
You got everything you want at the.
I also think you can. I love the ocean. I grew up going Memorial Day, like we'd be in Breezy Point at 8 years old, it'd be freezing. Like you ever go in the ocean and it hurts your ankles?
Yeah.
If like it hurts.
That's early Jersey Shore.
That's
Memorial Day weekend.
We don't give a fuck. Yeah. We're going in. We didn't care as kids.
You're putting your feet in.
No, we were just straight in. We didn't give a fuck.
Oh no, that you have to dive in head first. That's what we call the sea tox.
Of course.
You get a hammer the night before. You jump in. You just
wakes you right up.
Wakes you up and it just rinses your sins away.
But you can't really stay in the ocean.
It's in and out.
You move. You have to avoid. You talk to your buddies. You ever get the fucking wave at the back of your head?
Oh yeah.
Fucking around. There's not. The pool. You can kind of stay in the pool for a long period of time.
And there's also a lot more activities you can do in a backyard than at the beach. At the beach, what more can you do than you throw the football around for a little bit?
You guys ever heard of Waboba? The ball that bounces on the water. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome in the ocean. The ball bounces on the water. Pull up that. There should be a Waboba league.
Pull up that.
Pull up that. Waboba is sick.
Spike ball on the beach is elite.
Spike ball
and then being able to dive in the water after, like you're sweating
spike ball.
You can't play cornhole on the beach.
The thing is, spike ball you can still do in the backyard.
No, you can for sure, but it's best at the beach because you get so hot.
You can dive
and
and
you
shit
just
too
go in the
without
water
getting
after.
hurt.
Like,
yeah,
it's
no,
the best.
spike ball is definitely the best thing. It's also just more of like a guy sport. I feel like because a lot of guys are just such. We get we get so competitive and then just hard-os at it, and you just look like idiots on there where it really doesn't matter.
You also have no clue how out of shape you are until you play spike ball on the beach. It's unbelievable how sore you'll be the next day.
Yes, that is also very true.
You know that colleges have spike ball?
Yeah.
Really?
Like
Like
real
teams?
competitive
Yeah.
spike ball.
Some of those guys are way too.
What do you think about? Have you seen this new thing? It's an Instagram ad that U-Ball, the basketball. You carry the fucking.
This is the
Boba?
You
Boba.
It's Waboba. Yeah, it's
Oh, I have seen that.
Oh, it's elite.
Okay, I like that.
It's the best. And my dad.
That's like fielding a bad hop.
Well, they have a little one.
I mean, it's like a tennis ball made for the water.
Yeah, but they have a bigger one that's a little bit bigger that's easier to like catch a little bit. My father hates it. Like we'll go out and he'll just kind of want to be relaxed in the ocean. He'll be like, "Hey, Dad, you want to take a couple ground balls?" Like let's say you start throwing it to him. The problem is if you miss and you get a good bounce,
I think it goes
this
flying.
thing lands
Yeah, it goes.
where fucking Jackie Tables is.
You're going like against the current in the ocean.
And it's moving. It's
Yeah.
not just like, all right, it goes over here, go get it. This thing is moving.
Yeah, I don't know if you said this. I'm going off topic now, but I think you might have said it. Where it was like, seeing a guy, because this is like a summer activity. Seeing a guy try and run after a beer pong ball.
Yeah, my buddy John said nobody can look athletic trying to pick up.
You look like one of the biggest losers
if
of
you
all
don't pick
time.
it up clean like that,
Yeah, you
first-
have-
You're like this. You're like running around like this, and
you're like bent over, wandering around chasing.
yeah,
it.
people's cracks come out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just
No
like,
chance.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a real. I don't know. I think I'm just more of I'm a backyard guy, especially like a nice barbecue. Have some people over. It's one of the best activities you can, and you can get sun there. It's the
Yeah, I got 2 goals for the backyard. I want the big inflatable screen, like the 20-foot screen, and I need an ice machine.
an ice machine.
Yeah.
Okay,
An ice machine, bad.
that
On
is
adding it up, right? You're going to go out on a Saturday, on a Sunday. You're going out for the day, or like you're packing a cooler, you're going to a swim club, whatever. You're doing this, doing that. 3-4 bags of ice on Saturday and Sunday is like $4 times 4, 16, 32. If your electric bill is $50 for the month, you're in the green. I just spent 32 on Saturday, Sunday. That's
Hey,
not even counting Friday night.
I'm not a math guy, but that was good math.
It's easy.
That felt right. No, it is. I think Eddie's big on that too. Like you need an ice guy as well. Like when you have
No
people coming
one
over,
wants to bring
No one wants to
thinks
get the
to
ice.
bring the ice.
Now, we've talked about
When
this.
you
too,
carry
guys.
4 bags of ice out, your arms are freezing.
You guys make fun of me. You guys make fun of me.
I always
too.
get you had the bags where it's like 8 bags in one.
Yeah.
the sleeve.
The extendo, yeah, the sleeve.
You guys make fun of me too. So like, I don't go out much. So when I do plan things ahead, I'm super excited. Like I'm playing golf at the end of June in the outing I always play in.
That's true.
How early?
In June yet?
It's June. It's June.
Tomorrow.
How early do you guys ice the coolers?
I will be fully admit I am not. I love coolers, but I've never packed a cooler in my life.
24 hours before.
I know.
I'm
he's
really
nuts.
excited
He's
about it.
nuts.
But the ice is gonna
Drain a little. What
I'd
are you
say,
talking
like-
about? Drain a little bit. Put more. Drain a little bit.
You're draining before you even
drain
go.
before you even go. That's crazy.
Yeah, because it's
That's insane.
getting a
First
little
drain-
water.
first
Drain a
drain
little
should
water,
be
more
like
ice. The high
hour or
noons
two in,
have frost on
session.
them. Frost.
Okay, let me ask you a
That's
question.
like there's nothing better than a
But
clear
your
beverage.
but your
though.
beers can also just be in the fridge before that.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question.
Not the same.
Drinks.
Well, let's let's
Not the same.
break this down. It's
Not
all right.
the same.
Your,
There's
your
no
drinks
way.
are in the fridge.
Put up a pool.
Your it's a
Pole.
pool.
Put up a pole.
The drinks are in the fridge.
way.
You're going golfing on
Thursday.
Saturday. Say it's a Saturday morning, right? You're going. If it's in the fridge Friday night. Tea time's at 10. You pack the cooler at 8:00 in the morning.
100% easy.
That's just the only
You're
answer.
like
They're
really
already-
excited.
they're
You're gonna
already
be
cold.
getting. You're gonna be getting after it.
Throwing ice.
I'm playing golf on a Thursday. Wednesday starts the packing. Wednesday dinner time, first dump. Wednesday
Insane.
bedtime, second dump. Thursday morning, another drain, one more bag, and then we're good to go for the day.
Because realistically, they could be warm and 2 hours on ice, they're good.
Yeah.
They're not.
They could be in your garage.
How good is the one though that you're like, oh my
the
god, it's
same.
so cold?
so
the one that you say is so cold.
What
with the
type of
frost?
igloo are you working? Or like, are you working with like an igloo, old school cooler? Or are you working with like one of the high tech?
He's.
I'm
definitely
working
old
with Yeti.
school.
I'm working with a
Yeti.
Yeti.
It is great
Okay.
cooler.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's.
Does Yeti advertise with us?
I don't.
They should if they
so.
don't.
So no free ads, but that's a good one.
I don't know. It says it holds ice a little bit longer.
Also,
Because if you were putting this in like an old school cooler from
You're thinking about those like that blue and white top
Yeah,
one where
like
it's
kind of
just like,
suction top.
yeah.
Regular.
Top to
That's
it.
Richie Aprile. He's like,
Yes.
sell a bunch of coolers.
Ramsey
Nobody
Aprile.
knows. Yeah, a couple of $3. Everybody wants one. And nobody knows how much they cost. Yo, I'll tell you what. I was in Dick's last night.
Hey, that's true. I couldn't even
Bro,
tell
coolers
you what
are-
a cooler could go for.
$119.
What?
120. Like holds like 56. Like a big time.
cooler. Yeah.
And the
yeah.
other
Guess
one's
that
like
makes-
it's
that-
crazy, bro.
You get
Cooler
your money's
business.
worth out of that.
I mean, the
though.
big one.
They gotta hold the ice. If they don't hold the ice, though, dude, it's like
The Yeti big ones are like 400.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
They're like bear proof. They say they're like indestructible.
Wow, I like this talk. I like a little.
Oh no, my parents, my dad bought this that he's so excited about. On our back deck, we have like a table that sits like six, like a long table. Could really squeeze in a few more if you wanted to. He bought like this like fuck you extendo umbrella. Like it's like the double umbrella, and it's got these little like lights in the thing. I've been home like twice since then. Every time like you see the new umbrella, like $200. Best purchase. My dad's so proud of the purchase, like the best purchase.
I love.
We had a bet. We
He loves it. It's just such a nice. It's so fun.
finally threw it out. It was I don't know the name of this company. It probably went extinct in the 80s. Clement probably has stock in them. Tom Taylor. My dad had a green Tom Taylor bag that was like a duffel bag that we used from the time we went to fucking basketball camp till like he uses it for his umpiring gear like now. This thing, and it's like I got that right outside of Wall Street, $15 in 1989 or whatever it was. It's like when you get something that lasts
Yes.
forever, it's like
I love when an
They take
old
pride in
person
that.
or a parent just takes pride in like a lot of the times they take pride in their patio furniture. Like they love their
Bought new
chairs.
chairs too for the
Oh.
like for the first time like 15
Yeah, when you buy new chairs, they'll sit in those
so
fucking
nice.
let me
chairs.
tell you
Oh.
something. That's another thing too. I got a guy.
had every meal. We had breakfast outside.
I got a guy I'd borrow him from because he did the right thing. Like for a couple of years, like 8-9 years in a row, he'd buy 4 to 6 every summer. Then another 4 to 6. Then the next thing you know, you got 48 or 50 in storage. When you have like a big family party and you need it, then you wheel them. You wheel them all out. But like those are expensive too. Like you got to stock them all up.
Let me ask you a question before we go into a little sports.
Pick Central gets sponsored by ice machines. I'll be set for life. Put that out there.
As a kid or like even a teenager, when you lived at home or even now when you have your own house or whatever, what is the worst summertime chore? Like the one I hated the most when I always had to take in the cushions from outside from the patio because it was going to rain, and then you'd have to take it in, and then the next day you're out there like a schlep putting it all out again, and just sometimes I wish I just let it rain on it. But it was just something I always had to do, and I don't know why, but it irked me so much taking those fucking cushions in all the time. Is there any like one of those chores that you just... My brother's was cleaning the pool, like he hated vacuuming
The
the
pool
pool.
sucks. I don't know. It's not a chore, but I'll do this take. Maybe people agree with it or disagree with it. When it's really hot in like July, like it's like 95, 100, middle of July. You're home and your mom's like, all right, I'll throw a couple of sandwiches on, or more so hot food, burgers and dogs like outside in the middle of the day when we're like hot. I don't like eating hot food.
Ooh, that might be one of the worst takes of all time.
I don't know. It's something. It's something about eating.
You don't
in
like
the
hot dogs and
No, I
burgers
do. I do.
in the hot.
on a nice summer day.
I guess it's
What's too hot for you to eat a burger?
So you want some
You gotta
macaroni
be-
salad?
Nah, you got to be covered. I don't like eating outside
that's
when
what my
you're
dad's umbrella's for.
Yeah. You got to be covered. When you're like bacon or those people who eat outside on the street, like, and you're watching a bus go by, like, oh, we'll eat outside, like in these outdoor dinings, like support small businesses.
I get.
You're in the street.
You're
it's
saying
hot
it
as
a little
fuck,
bit.
like,
You're
put me
you
in a
said it-
restaurant. I want to sit in the air
You
conditioner.
said it a little wrong. Yes, I understand what you mean. You don't like eating in the beating sun. Like
Yes.
you'd rather a little. You need a little shady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even then, you're kind of like, I'm still like,
I
I don't
get that.
feel. I don't put as much. Trust me, I'll eat, but I don't put as much damage as I would have.
Oh yeah, because you're
'Cause
exhausted
you're like,
from
it's
eating in the
hot.
sun.
Yeah, it's like-
yeah. No, I get that.
I feel like that's only like excruciatingly hot.
That's all I'm saying. Excruciating.
talking
Like,
like
this
95,
weekend,
100.
This
Yeah.
weekend, easy.
By far, though, the worst thing of summer when you live and you have a backyard and stuff is when you don't have your sandals or whatever and the fucking deck or the brick
Yeah.
is scorching hot and you run like a little prissy bitch walking around like,
Oh,
"Ooh,
Vegas,
ooh, ah,
hottest,
ooh, ooh."
hottest I've ever felt in my life was Vegas sand. They have a pool, but it's weird. It's like a big pool with like a wave pool at the hotel we were staying at. and I took the flip flops off and thought I could walk in the sand to this pool 15 feet. I almost died. It was the hottest fucking thing I've ever had in my life.
It's the worst, bro.
Insane. Also, we talked about the flip flops. I was talking to somebody about this. Remember the flip flops with that became a thing? Speedo made them, and they sold them at Costco in the 90s. And everybody bought them, and every kid in the neighborhood had them, and they all sucked. They were the dots. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Instead of it's a flat flip flop, they were 100 dots like this, and they were the most uncomfortable things in the world.
Those things hurt your feet. I fucking hated
Pull those up.
I hated the people that fucking had a beer opener on their flip flop, and it's like, bro, I don't want that. It's cool, but I don't want that on my fucking drink.
Reefs, I had that.
It's disgusting. You were one of those?
But you only
it's just on the cap that you're ripping.
You're only
off.
touching the cap.
Yeah, but still, it's like your feet are all over my drink now.
I just no free ads like reefs.
I like the bottle cap opener on your fence post.
That I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
There was that one guy that just pulls one out of his pocket. He's got one in his keychain.
You always know the guy who has.
That's just when I was at my friend at a barbecue this weekend. His brother-in-law pulls one. It's like a blackjack card. It's got like a card.
Yeah, zoom in on these things. Death traps. Come on, Ebo.
What's wrong with him?
No, it's like he's saying like when you put your foot in it, like it's just not a comfortable, like it hurts.
Oh, got you.
What do you mean? What's wrong with them? There's a million dots on those things. They're like,
You're talking about like the old Adidas ones, though?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. The
Which
Adidas ones have all those little pointy things.
yeah, that's the same. So
I used
different
to like
brands.
those.
I hated
I had
those.
those.
No,
I hated
Those Adidas ones had a big wave in like the early 2010s when
Yep.
everyone
Like
started.
when I was in like early high school.
Oh.
I remember that what started it was once you got to like 13, 14 baseball, you started using metal cleats, and it's like, oh, well, you can't be the guy that damages your metal cleats. So everyone would pull up to the baseball field
Yep.
in those Adidas slides.
Yep. I also
Adidas had
I've
good
had
ones.
pairs of
Adidas had
those.
ones that had cloud foam, but you just couldn't get them wet. Those are the most comfortable things.
yeah,
I
but when
ever
you got
bought
them
in
wet,
my
it
life.
really was unfortunate.
Oh, it was over. They were cloud foam. They were the best.
I have a tea time on Saturday, 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's usually when I play.
And you know what?
Bananas.
Oh, it's the best.
I
Get a little chill in the morning. You're still
and-
good.
yeah, and you're
Done by 9:30.
9:30, and it's like you got your whole Saturday. Taking a little nap if you want. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous about the 6 a.m. wake up
See, I don't. For me, it's not even about getting up early. I'm just like, I don't know, just golf that early is like.
because it's
Oh,
not.
it's awesome.
If you ever golf at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, by 1 o'clock you're fucking. It's so hot.
See, I'm the asshole that golfs like. I like to go. Me and my boys like to go out like later when it's like, which this is the worst time to go out like 3 in the afternoon.
Oh my
But it's
god,
like
that's
beating
the
hot.
worst. Yeah.
But I just like then because you have the course to yourself.
Well, you have this course yourself at 6 a.m. too.
Yeah, but like
the first tee time.
But you got guys right behind you though.
First tea time is
If
beautiful.
but I'm saying you got a 6 a.m. tee time. There's definitely a 6:10,
Probably.
6:15. Like if you go out like the real asshole hours, if it's not like too hot at like 2-3 in the afternoon, you're out there with a fucking speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you own it.
I walked in today and there was just 40 interns taking a picture, and it was the scariest moment I've ever walked into this office.
That's what wild to me. Ben DeJulie posted that yesterday was my exactly 5 years when I started as an intern yesterday.
Yeah, I've been here 5 years too. It's fucking crazy.
Almost. You gotta
Yeah, I'm a month, 2 months away.
crazy.
Away. It's crazy. 5 years is old.
Changed the fuck out of me.
Oh, yeah. I was
lot of us.
I was 24, 25. What a time.
They got a huge group. We got a huge group of interns.
Yeah, I was.
My group,
in-
there was like 10 of us, maybe 12. That picture you put up didn't have all of us, but there probably was like 12 of us total.
Let's get into little sports here. First of all, Ebo, let's give the A's a second. All right, they're on a 2-game winning streak.
Back to back.
And they're still on pace of a minus 539.
You know what? But it's 2 games. They beat the Braves twice. The Braves should be relegated.
What's funny? I said that Ev on hot ice. I'm like, the guy was like, load up on the Braves today. I'm like, just be careful. Like, didn't the Pirates beat? Who beat the
They swept the
who
Dodgers
beat the-
last year.
the Dodgers? They beat the Dodgers.
They swept them.
That's what it was.
There's somebody else in this room that said pound the Braves yesterday too.
Yeah.
Me?
I don't think were they on the card?
Oh yeah, I hammered them.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I for sure did.
I said just be careful. Like,
No, I just remembered Marty said, "Oh, the Braves."
because you figure the guy
But the guy in hot ice at the same.
guy
No,
probably
I-
lost Monday night, doubled up Tuesday. Now probably
Monday
tripling up
night was
today.
a game where like the A's were the play. If they just
Yeah,
were.
because the
Soroka was
Braves
just-
won Sunday Night Baseball.
And Soroka hasn't really pitched, so it's
Right.
like it was time. But
He
yesterday,
didn't pitch bad either.
yesterday the
Got one
Braves,
run.
you knew they were winning 1-0 like the entire game, and then just fucking blew it.
That was kind of this. Like the games are very similar. It was like 1-1 deep in the game. A scored one late. They had the Stroke game. Stroke pitched well. They hit either threw a home run. I think like the 8th inning.
All right, let me ask you guys a couple questions about the finals. A couple props here. Finals MVP. Is there any good flyers? And I think there's honestly one good flyer that you should take.
Yeah, Murray.
And it's Murray because he's 10-1. Nicolas minus 335. That's insane.
Like that's if you're gonna lay that, like just you might as well just lay 385 in the series.
Yeah, 1,000%. Jimmy
Why
Butler.
Jimmy, you're already laying huge juice.
Yeah, I agree.
You
with
might
you
as well take Jimmy Butler as well. Like if the Heat win.
But to me, like, isn't Jimmy Butler of worse odds almost in the series?
He's he's plus 300.
Like you might as well just take the Heat to win.
Right.
Like obviously, like 99% chance if they win, he's gonna get MVP. But
Well,
you put
saw Caleb Martin go crazy.
Can you parlay the two of them together?
like a Jimmy Butler and the
series
Heat,
and the
like,
MVP.
I feel like it wouldn't give you. Even if it lets you, I feel like it would give you like nothing.
Yeah, because
they coincide
so correlated,
so much.
right? That's what I was saying. I guess to reduce the juice, but they know what they're doing.
But this is such a crazy difference. Like Jamal Murray can 1,000%. But the thing is, he has to score 40 points a game to even.
See, the problem is he almost like did that already and still didn't get it.
I know, but
the problem is Jokic's gonna average a triple double.
Yeah, and that's why it's like I don't see much. Only
and I think
value,
his matchup is even more catered to him this time around than against the Lakers.
I actually think it's bad value taking Jamal Murray. I think it's a stupid bet. I think if you do take it, you're stupid because there's really no way if the Nuggets win, they're not giving it to him.
Just because Jokic, it's not Jokic can still not score as much and still dominate the floor.
Yes,
He's a walking triple-double.
Now,
if he was just
17 and 12, he's going to win.
If Steph was in this scenario and it's like Steph is, he's going to score and that's the way he get the MVP. Yeah, he does dish the ball, but he's not lighting up triple-doubles like Jokic.
Yeah.
So there's a way for for them to win and Steph not excel. With this, it's like Jokic is just going to dominate the stat sheet.
You have to take into account, too, there's this narrative building in the playoffs that Jokic was already robbed of one MVP.
Right,
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
If he has a decent performance, he's probably going to get it.
And I think
it's crazy to say, but it's what is he, 335?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that light? I'll be honest. Is that kind of light?
No, because the series is 385. So, I mean, how much can you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
They're basically saying it's a lock.
Further down the sheet there, Marty,
If he
has
wins.
top assists. Look at the odds for Jokic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to both of these. I want to go because those ones are more.
It's like it's
a shocking number.
Yeah, I want to wait for that one. That's what I saw. Well, I'm saying before we move on to the next one, I think the only value pick I would take is Caleb Martin, 60-1. I mean, that's just a guy that could potentially take over a game. That's gonna probably go to Jimmy Butler, but I'm not taking him 3-1. Like, I just don't want that.
It's one of those I think like taking a Caleb Martin's one though. It's almost like taking like a defensive player to win like the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, but Caleb Martin, you saw in Game 7 of the Celtics, like he has that potential to take over a game. Where
if he's the guy who hits a big shot, let's say he hits a big shot in Game 4,
yeah,
and saves them down 2-1 already, and then 2, and then then. I don't know. Yeah, Caleb Martin at 60-1. Truthful value. There is the smart play is Jokic. I would lay Jokic up to 500. That's the point I was trying to make.
Didn't play the series.
I know. I'm just saying. If they win, he's getting MVP. So I don't hate the value.
I mean, it's just tough with Martin. He went 7-0 on his over points in the series and still didn't win it. And which in Game 6 he had over 20. Game 7 what do you have like 28 or something like that. I think if that's not going to get it done for you, like I don't know what like.
No,
Jimmy.
But Butler was so good in their first 3 wins.
No, and Jimmy, but the thing is, even when Martin had 28, Jimmy had 28 as well.
Right. That's the thing.
Well, so it's like you're gonna Jimmy. If Miami Heat win, Jimmy Butler is getting MVP.
That's why I don't like.
There's no way they can win and him not play well. It's impossible.
That's why I don't like the MVP odds here because there's no one you really should.
There's two guys that are gonna get it.
And I was only
realistically one.
I'm only taking one flyer, and it'd be Caleb Martin. And again, I think it's a stupid bet. Next is to score most points in the series. Jokic is plus 110.
What's Murray?
I could see Murray winning this.
Murray, I could see scoring them.
Murray is plus 250.
I don't hate Murray because he could definitely score just purely points. I wouldn't be shocked if he scored.
So it goes like this. It goes Jokic plus 110, Butler plus 150, Murray plus 250. Then the next best is Caleb Martin at plus 4,000. Michael Porter Jr. plus 6,000, and then this one's Bam ain't even gonna come close with plus 6,000.
But this one, I almost feel like they're even like not tricking you, but like Murray obviously sounds good knee jerk, but I think this Bam matchup is just like good for Jokic.
But that's what I'm saying. Jokic,
I feel like Jokic's gonna eat him alive.
Jokic plus money.
Maybe I'm wrong.
10. I think you could be wrong, but I don't think you're going to be. I just think that's such.
I think Jokic is gonna have like a 40-point game in this series, at least like one. Like I think he has at least one like huge scoring game.
Call me crazy. I think Caleb Martin 40 to plus 4,000 isn't a crazy thing.
But to score more than Murray and Jokic though, that's the
problem. I know,
It's not
but
scoring more than
obviously
Butler.
it's why it's 4,000. But it's just like I don't know. It's just I don't know.
'Cause I think this series will be more high scoring in general
Yes, it will.
than the Celtics one.
All right, now this is the crazy stat. I want you both to guess what the line is on Jokic to record the most assists in the series. You start.
I'm gonna say it's silly. I'm gonna say it's minus like 500.
What was it again?
Jokic. What's the odds on him to record the most assists in the series?
500 is probably high, but I bet it's high still.
Yeah, 250, 380, 300.
You think he was high?
I guess
Minus 10,000.
I wasn't high enough apparently. 1,000 or 10,000?
10,000.
I guess there's no one
Minus
else that really drops dimes.
10,000.
I guess it makes sense. There's no one in the Heat that really puts up big assists.
That's insane.
There's no one else. Obviously, there's no one else in the Nuggets that puts up big assists.
So what, Ebo? Is there any way to look like last year's? Like how many more assists did Jokic have than anyone on the Nuggets?
Yeah, we can go back and look at it.
Because that's where Jamal Murray's the next. Jimmy Butler's the next best at plus 1,200.
I bet if you looked in the playoffs, I bet Jokic is averaging like 11 to 12 assists a game, and then Jimmy Butler's probably averaging like 5.5, 6.
But like
maybe like if I had to
to
guess,
see minus 10,000 is fucking outrageous.
They're just saying he's going to have the most assists.
Yeah, don't bet this. There's no way he's not going to have. What is happening outside this door? Why is there a date table about?
Maybe two people that missed out on the yak dinner. They're having their own little yak dinner or yak lunch. Excuse me.
Who knows? But it's something. And then the spread. This is kind of a funny, kind of fun one. Spread series outcome. So the Heat are plus 1.5.
Plus money as well, right?
Plus 130. Nuggets are minus 175 at minus.
Yeah, I think it's the Nuggets in 6. What does that pay out? I like Nuggets in 6.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's
Jokic has 62 more assists than the next closest Nuggets player
62
through the playoffs, and then
in the playoffs.
So Jamal Murray.
What about just last series though?
Jamal Murray has 92. Jimmy Butler has 97. Jokic has 154.
Jesus,
That's crazy.
Can you guess who was second? It was Tatum. Tatum was second. He was 49 behind.
Oh my God, that's insane, dude.
And he played more games, 5 more games.
Way more games. Yeah, I was gonna say that's so many more games. That's fucking crazy.
435. Nuggets to win in 6. Plus 435. It's right now. It's Nuggets in 5, 255. Nuggets in 7, 400. Nuggets in 6, 435.
Nuggets in 4 is like around like 400 something, right?
475. Then you got Miami in 6, 8. Miami in 7, 10. Miami 4-1, 20. Miami sweep 40-1.
I wanted to bet the Nuggets in 4, but then I saw it was like the most bet of any of those. So I was
I like
like,
the Nuggets in 6.
I don't think it's gonna be as. What is happening out here today? Who are these guys walking in with their golf bags?
3 guys full golf bags.
There's a date happening. What the fuck?
As much as we say this place is changing, it's still this. It's still
Yeah.
we got nonsense, just crazy stuff going on all over the place every day.
I mean, that guy could barely fit in his shirt. He's so fucking jacked.
That guy's a monster.
It's gonna look like you soon, Big Ev. Just the face area.
Yeah, right. I said I'm gonna grow. What do you think? I just did my evac plan already. I've got my evac plan worked out. Well, it's in. If they lose, obviously I'm gonna grow out my hair again. I'm gonna like how I used to. Like I talked to I did consulted my barber.
Big Ev's talking to his barber.
I told her so. I told her when I went the last time in the barbershop. I've been going there for like 5 years. So we all just talk shit in the shop, and they like know what I do and stuff. Like they see my Instagram, whatever. So I told her I made this bet. I'm a dumbass. I said that I'd shave my beard if the Nuggets win this. And this was when the Heat were up 3-0. When I got my hair cut. So they were talking shit. She was like, what you should do is, you got enough of your hairline. You should grow your hair out like you used to. So you at least have a haircut and then like no beard. And I was like, that's a good idea. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have to basically be like around that time, I'm gonna be like planning my haircut around when the Nuggets are gonna win the series. I'm giving the Heat absolutely no chance. In my brain, like it's like the beard's coming off at some point in the next 2 weeks. I was gonna ask this too. Should I shave it off and come in with like a shiesty and then do like a reveal?
Yes. No. I think we should shave it.
Shave it on the show.
I think we should shave it on the show.
Because I don't shave my beard.
Yeah, no, I think
I'm not doing it.
I think we should.
Because I will go full like clean like razor shave. I think that's what I said. But that's gonna be tough to do just on the show with like no.
We got to bring in the barber like they do in the office. Will
that's
Ferrell,
unless we
when he
hire
just
a
gets
barber.
the chair put up and he just.
I could do that. I could
cream.
hire a barber basically to just like cut me right there.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, we should definitely do. I mean, listen,
Maybe Kenny come in with some business cards.
Don't you think though? Like, I know the Nuggets are the way better team, but there's this no chance people are saying about the Heat, and it's like I've given the Heat no chance. The first series, I knew they were gonna. I had a feeling they were gonna beat the Knicks, and I kind of gave them no chance to beat the Celtics. I think they just obviously deserve respect, but the Nuggets are that much better. Like, do you really think there's 0% chance? Not zero. You probably think there's 5% chance.
I think the Heat
the
are
joke from the last series was ESPN gave them a 3%
chance. Yeah,
I'm more doing it from a place of like I hope they stick it to me.
Yes, 100%. I know what you're doing, but like on it, like
shock me if the Heat won the series, but I do think they could stick around.
I think they can do it, and I think I'm going to bet it.
I think their losses are going to be. I think it's one of those things they're going to fight and claw for their wins.
Yep.
And their losses are going to be
they'll get blown
really
out.
Ugly.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's basically what they did with the Celtics, right? Besides the last game.
I'm trying to
I can't remember really even.
They lost. They won a couple, I think, or like I think they won. One of them was like one. I'm trying to remember now. Well, they were such big underdogs. That's the thing. Like,
yeah. Regardless,
like
though,
both games in Boston, the first two they were.
Did you see Jimmy Butler gave that tennis player said that you can have finals tickets with when it was the play-in games?
No
I
shit.
did see that clip.
You guys see that? You saw it, Ebo? You know, was there anything else that she said during that, or?
Yeah, well, I think that it was just like when we're in the finals, you can have tickets. It was Coco Gauff, who.
A very famous tennis
Yes,
player.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I only saw a tennis player when
But I believe she's playing in a tournament right now.
Was it Martina Navratilova?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately not.
Was it Monica Seles?
I like this game. Keep going.
I don't know if there's many I can name.
Serena Williams.
Is it who was the other one with the long? Anna Kournikova?
Dude, were you about to say the long hair?
Long name.
Oh.
I almost was going to say Annika Sorenstam, which was a golfer.
Was it
Maria Sharapova?
There we go.
There was another one.
Anyway,
Billy. Wasn't there a Billy?
Billie Jean King.
Billie Jean King? Was it Billie Jean King?
It was not Billie Jean King.
I think that Jimmy Butler is such a sicko that I think that he really just wants to put it to people. I think he's been very quiet. He wouldn't even hold the Eastern Conference Final trophy. He wouldn't even hold it. He goes, I'll wait for the next one. I think he's such a sicko that he could get it done. We will see. I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit about, do you think NIL is a little fabricated?
In what regard?
About the numbers that get thrown out?
Well, I think it's. I think
don't think so, Evo?
No, I think it's already setting itself. Like I think, I remember talking about with Brand like when it first started, like because we saw the big numbers, like the Tennessee kid got like 8 million. You're seeing some kids get crazy numbers. I think you're already seeing it start to come back down to life a little bit, where the numbers for like guys like the elite guys, like say like a kid like obviously like Caleb Williams, like he won Heisman last year. He's back at USC, Hollywood. I'm sure his endorsement deals are through the roof. But I mean, guys like, and I know like even like Stroud last year, like if you're a quarterback at like one of these big schools, you've been around in a year or two, you're gonna do big numbers. But I think overall, because I think all it takes is like you invest big money into like one kid who like doesn't do well, and then like all of a sudden the booster like, I can't be forking over $8 million to kids that are like not gonna work out.
Yeah.
And the Tennessee kid hasn't even really played it. Like we don't even know what's gonna happen with him yet. But I'm just saying in general. You can't like I think it's the market's already kind of like resetting itself.
We've talked about
I told
this.
you my theory, right? Like if the kid gets the money up front and he like bombs out, he should have to like earn it back through athletics. He should have to work in the marketing department,
Yeah.
working like on the side. It's like, bro, we ain't paying you. You obviously we paid you to throw touchdown passes. You ain't doing it. If you get benched, you got to figure it out. He's got to go actually work at the car wash that he like got the deal for.
Well, I think the crazy part of it is that now pretty much like you year to year can like basically just like renegotiate.
Yeah.
Like think about like a Jordan Addison for example. Like when he was at Pitt, he like I think it was USC offered him like $3 million and like or something like that. Whatever numbers, it doesn't matter. He offered him a certain number, and then like Pitt or USC offered him that. Pitt came back, offered the same. Then he still chose to just go out there. He thought it was a better opportunity. Like Kenny Pickett was gone, but I think you're going to see more of that where like guys come in, get like a huge number, like a big recruit. And then all of a sudden, even if he stays, he plays well. A year later, another big school comes knocking. Say Bama comes knocking, whoever comes knocking. Hey, we got more money for you. Like I think that kind of thing is.
I do think it's a flawed system in the sense that we saw two guys from Baylor leave after a championship. Some kids on UConn are trying. Like you won a national champion. Like isn't that what you're supposed to be? I know you're looking for the money, but if you were like the 7th or 8th guy at UConn, or like Meyer left. And who was the other one who left Baylor? It was a big transfer. I forget the name. But either way, like they left after they won a championship, and it's like
Devion Harmon? Or was
yeah. It's like, what else do you really looking for? Like, what were you looking for?
But no, I think you're looking like they're like we did it, we got that already.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
want to run it back though, like.
But I think something like I got my ring. Like let me go get some money now.
Yeah, fair. I guess I don't know, but that to me it's just a little.
But I think there was a lot of problems at Baylor. Like I think there was just like even though they won, like I don't think they were.
And they lost a lot. Like they lost
people.
Butler, Davion Mitchell. Like they lost a lot of good players. The kid that's on the Spurs now. That's good. Like
yeah, I don't know. I just think you just have an identity of your championship. Like.
I don't know. I also think a
one
lot
there,
of this NIL shit is great for the players. I think if you're a loser, if you don't think players should be getting paid anymore, it's great for them. But honestly, seeing a lot of this stuff, it really does help out. Like a lot of schools, even like for basketball, aren't recruiting high school kids anymore.
Well, no, because
they want like Arkansas's roster coming up is just all transfers, and then like 1 or 2 high school kids come off the bench because they did the young thing. It was very difficult, up and down. You don't know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get from these transfers, and a lot of these transfers are experience they can get. I don't know. It's just such a cool new age of it, and like also it's when you were a lot of the guys on Alabama. Where are you going to wait 3 years to start for your senior year or your junior year, or are you gonna go to fucking maybe like a Tulane or like a Mississippi State or somewhere else that you can start right away?
Football wise,
you know what I mean? Where like I don't know, and people get mad like, oh, why are you transferring? It's like I'm going to better my career here. You should not get mad at these kids.
That's what pisses me off when older guys talk about it sometimes is. Like, especially when college coaches talk about it, drives me nuts. I'm like, you would leave tomorrow for a penny more.
You just
like,
couldn't.
You would leave these kids in the dust. You sat in their living room. You promised them, I'm going to, promise their mother, father, whoever's around, whoever's taking care of them, your kid's going to be like my own son, blah, blah, blah. For a ham sandwich extra, you'd leave tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. And the other thing, too, is lying. They're like, Ev, you're our guy. You're a 5-star quarterback. Meanwhile, after they meet with you, they're going to meet with some kid in California. They're going to be here. And it's like, all right, if it's one of those, we have to get one of them, but if we get both, what do you do if you get both? We'll figure it out. And then you let them see where it goes, and then that kid is definitely leaving after.
Ohio State's done it a bunch. That's
they're not just going in with one 5-star or one 4-star. They're going in with
we're getting them all, baby.
Like at least a package, and then they figure it out from there, and whatever happens.
That's the best part. Like I said, Ohio State's dealt with it because guess what? Now you get to put them together, and guess what? We're the best one's going to play. He's going to stay.
1,000%. A lot of older players, like people that played back in the day, are being like, "Oh, these kids are so soft now that all they do is transfer when they don't get to start." It's like You would have done the same thing if you were allowed to transfer. If you're going to tell me I'm going to get beat out by this guy, you just know you are. I can go start here, or I can wait and maybe he gets hurt and I'll fucking play. No chance you're doing that. Just because you're on Alabama doesn't mean you're going to be fucking drafted. If you're not playing, you play that 1 year. You might as well go get experience, get some tape somewhere else, and also get paid for doing it.
I think there are some situations, I think you are mostly, I think you're right in general. There are those situations where I think some guys probably leave a little too early.
That is all. But some people make bad decisions.
I think there are guys that do, some guys that, actually the guy that's going to start Ohio State this year, probably is going to start McCord. He came in the same year as Stroud. Mm-hmm. And Stroud committed after him, basically cucked him, came in, jumped above him. And so he sat there, waited 3 years, and now it's his time. He's most likely going to start. And if he does what he needs to do, he's going to get 2 years, and who knows, he could be from a kid who sat for 3 years, like Burrow. You could be a kid. Obviously, he transferred, but I'm saying he waited and he ended up getting beat out by Haskins. He left, but a kid that stays, or maybe you wait the few years, finally gets to the point where you leave. I think it's when you leave after 1 year, maybe, or sometimes those kids maybe you just made a mistake in the environment, whatever. You don't like what's going on, but there are guys that wait. Who knows this kid McCord? He plays well for 2 years.
No, but I respect.
He'd be a first round pick when he was on the bench for 3 seasons.
I respect that though too, where he stayed. He also. Just you just learned from the number 2 draft pick. You just learned on number 3, right? 3?
He got to sit behind Fields and Stroud.
Yeah, you learned from these guys. I understand that too. There is value in both. That's for him. That situation was still the best for him.
Because I know Penn State was trying to. There was word Penn State. He went to the same school Marvin Harrison Jr. did. He's a Philly kid.
Yeah.
So they were saying Penn State wanted him. He had big opportunities. He could have went.
This list right here says 5-star high school. Ebo. At first, I thought this was saying fullback. I was like, this no fullbacks getting 165K. But high school football roster value, so 5-star is making from 165 to 350,000. Which, remember when you got a little money in college, when you got $100, $200, you're like, I am going to fucking have the best week of my life.
They had a thing.
Can you imagine having $300,000 in college?
I lived off campus for 2 years, and the way your financial aid worked, you basically you needed tuition was, let's say, $50,000. They would give you a check for 56 because you weren't using whatever, so you use that $6,000 to pay for housing. But then I paid for the housing, and you had a little bit left over.
Oh, my God.
I remember, the first day, I didn't have a car on campus. I was walking up to my buddies. I'm like, bro, here's 50 for gas. I know you've been driving around.
Bezos.
You're just, you're going to the bar. You're like, yeah, no, round on me. You knew how to make it last. You couldn't blow it all in a week.
Yeah.
But then you got another check in January for the second semester. Yep. So, you were getting another little ammo piece. It was crazy.
Yeah,
plus the money you had over the summer. Yeah, I was like, well, they're like, what's this for? I'm like, you've been doing good.
You come home to the house with a little bit of a nicer liquor, like a Pink Whitney or something. You get a nice Pink Whitney for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, you splurge a little bit, But yeah, the top 10 high school QB.
The first thing you always did too was you go grab something to eat outside instead of just the cafeteria.
Oh, yeah, and it's
sick. I can go to anywhere. I'll go all right, we'll go here. We'll go to Taco Bell. Fucking anything.
My college, the people that served us the food served the same food in jail. So the jail's getting some good food.
I don't know how you
guys are getting dog shit out soon.
I don't know how those kids truthfully manage their money nowadays though.
I would say if you're a big timer, you probably got a financial.
You gotta have something.
You gotta have somebody. Yeah.
I know, Stroud made enough money. He got every kid on the team a $250 express gift card.
Yeah.
I think it might even $500.
And these NIL guys, have we looked into this? Have these NIL guys pulled some shit where it's the same thing? You're not producing, and all of a sudden that car dealership commercial that's done. They pull that back from.
I think it's just
local
restaurants.
We saw it.
It's probably the length. I'm sure there's a contract.
We saw it nationally with DJ Uyunglele. He was all over your TV that first fall, and then the next one, just nothing.
Yeah, that's the contract they got, and then they stop. Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember, even scholarships are year to year.
Yeah.
They can just take your scholarship because you're not good.
No, it's crazy.
They're allowed to do that. It's crazy.
It's honestly, to be honest, Hunter has a lot of off-record stuff. I was hearing about it, and I'm like, fuck, that's crazy. There's also sometimes some people get incentives too. Now.
Oh yeah, I believe
it's
it.
There's just I'm not saying he does it, just some other people get if you do this in the first part of the season, you have this opportunity with this company or whatever. It's crazy. Before we get into picks, I want everyone, if you have something you want to watch, Smartless. You ever hear this?
No.
You know Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and then Sean something. He was on Will
William
and Grace.
Scott?
Huh?
Sean William Scott?
No.
That's Stifler.
Sean Connery.
Nope.
Sean
He was
Penn?
on Will and Grace. It's Sean something.
No idea.
I didn't watch Will and Grace either, but I watched it. They have a
Sean Green? He's
Sean
in acting now?
Hayes.
Sean Hayes. So they have a podcast together. It's ginormous. I did not know about this. And they did like a documentary of a great watch. Just a nice watch to.
So
like,
it's a podcast or it's a show?
So they do a podcast together, but they did like a documentary of them of going on live to their tours and stuff.
Okay.
And each spot, one person on the show has a guest. They bring in a guest, but the other two people on the show don't know who it is. So like first guest is Will Ferrell. Like they're
Okay.
ginormous guests,
Okay,
and
got
they're
it,
like,
got it.
but it's kind of cool hearing about like Jason Bateman is Jason Bateman, and every way he acts is the way he
This
is.
is how he's in real life.
They fucking bust each other's balls like there's no tomorrow, and it's so funny to see like these celebrities be normal, and like it's kind of funny to see them figure out content because they're like saying like, oh, should we do this to the crowd? It's like, you're fucking Jason Bateman, you can do whatever you want, but they don't think like that, so it's kind of cool to watch it. But yeah, it's 6 episodes. It's a very funny watch. But let's do some picks now. Rico, you start.
Yeah, I got two. What am I on? Pirate. No, I'm not. Rays money line, Angels money line.
I'm on Yankees. You're gonna give me plus money with them again. I'm definitely gonna take that. I got the Braves minus 1.5. You just fucking have to win one game against the A's. Angels money line and Rangers minus 1.5. The Rangers are really, really fucking good. I don't think they're getting enough credit. They have a better run differential than the best in MLB. Nathan Eovaldi is he shoves out there.
He's been unbelievable this
He
year.
is so fucking good. But yeah, I think the Rays don't get a lot of credit, but Big F.
Yeah, I'm on the Pirates plus money. Other than that, Dodgers Nats over. I really like it. The Yankees have literally been. What are they doing? Keep putting them
Crazy.
plus money. They just keep winning.
Aaron Judge is gonna hit 60 home runs.
He's insane. The Blue Jays series they did it. Seattle they've been plus money all like the first 2 games, won both easily. Another tonight, like they just hit well in Seattle too. They always
completely
have.
back on saying Aaron Judge is the best baseball player. He missed 2 weeks. He's 2 home runs off of the lead of most home runs in the MLB.
Yeah, but he's I mean,
Who has that?
Otani is. It's tough to.
Alonso has
Who?
Alonso has 2 more weeks of more
Pete
games
Alonso,
than Aaron
Otani
Judge.
plays 2 positions.
But that's where like
The Otani arguments. Otani's always going to stump it.
I also think that Aaron
he's
Judge
the best
doesn't
just
get
positional player.
Aaron
Isn't
Judge
Acuna
doesn't
on pace to go 40-60? Did I read that somewhere?
I don't know, but Aaron Judge doesn't get credit for his outfield, his field play as well.
They'll read his war, but he's a phenomenal outfield. I don't care what his like.
No, he's great.
Says.
Yeah, I just think that I don't know. He's hitting a home run every single night, and
He's a star.
he's got 18 now.
I was hoping so bad because I feel like this year, hopefully injuries don't hinder him because I think that's the only thing that can really stop him. Like coming this year, all the sharps were like, oh, hammer Judge under 45.5 home runs. He won't do it. I was like, buddy, the only way that bet's hitting is if he's injured. Because if he's healthy, he's hitting way more than 45.
There is a possibility that he gets injured.
Of course.
there's
Of course.
always
That's
that.
everybody, though.
But I just think, listen, he has had injury problems in his day, no doubt. But I always think a bet that you're essentially relying on an injury, to me, isn't a very good bet.
No, it's not. It's 18 home runs in May.
And he,
And
like,
it's
he missed a full, like,
He missed
how many
2
games?
weeks.
He missed like 10 games
He
almost?
missed about I think he missed about 8 to 10 games, and he's 2 behind Fat Alonso. Alonso has the
He's
worst
also-
swag of all. That guy wears different blues under his jersey. I don't know how you guys could
Hey, have
like.
you guys-
This guy's cool.
You guys got a little bit of this behind the scenes. Frank is going to perform 5 minutes of stand-up or a roast, like in front of Met players.
What?
It's Pete Alonso. He does a comedy special.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
a couple
Steve
times
goes
a year.
to that.
Tied in with
for
like
his
you can only give
foundation.
other people free ads, but
It's for his foundation.
yeah, okay. Somebody else is behind it who may or may.
And is people invited Frank?
Yeah.
I don't know if they.
I think a guy who may or may not have had a big ticket scandal and spent some time behind bars.
Okay.
Invited Frank.
I feel like Stu probably helped him get in
Probably.
too.
But it's great. And Pete, they know who he is.
Oh, you
listen to the clip.
Any Mets
He
players,
goes, "Oh God,
know.
It's."
I mean, he literally tweeted Pete should get traded last week.
Yeah, he has 20 home.
Mets official account is replying to Frank, we're worried about you.
That was
hysterical. I mean, it just my favorite is like not paying attention to what's going on with the Mets game, and just seeing Frank tweets and then going to see the game. Like he just goes, "I hate out the Ligo." He threw 11 pitch inning.
Dude,
Yeah.
No.
When the Mets said,
But then he gets to do both because he comes in, he's going ha 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 about the Braves. It's like, well, you said the Mets are dead.
I love his fans.
No, Friday night he put out that tweet. I swear he just has these in drafts scheduled out because we won the game 5-2.
So Colin,
last night they won 2-0.
That 5-2 game.
You didn't let up any runs.
I fell asleep or something, and I was like, oh shit, the Mets tweet at Frank, and Rhea goes, the Mets won. I go, what? They fucking won 5-2? And then that's just how he is. He gets emotional.
That's great.
He gets emotional. Frank's always right, though. They suck.
Yeah.
The Mets suck, so he's right?
We're about to be 3 games back tonight when Atlanta gets swept by the A's.
That's It's May. Let's look at the standings.
Tomorrow's June, baby.
Woo-hoo.
June swoon.
July 4th is when you look at the
June
standings.
swoon.
All right, that is the show. We will be back tomorrow. Yak is up next.